Thank you everyone for attending this GrantForward November webinar. My name is Alex, or today you can call me Mr. GrantForward because I want to show you how you can use GrantForward, which is a funding database, provide funding opportunities for every member of a higher education institute, like where you are from. Okay, so I'll be showing you how we can use this service as a grant seeker. I understand that most of us are probably faculty members, PIs, or maybe you are a student or administrator for institution advancement. GrantForward has all kinds of funding opportunities for every member of the institution. Okay, it has funding for scholarship, fellowship, kind of grants for students, for your students. It has funding for faculty PI for your research, for your education, and for community outreach effort. It is funding for the entire institution for institution advancement, such as building the infrastructure or buying computer resource and so on. So today you are a grant seeker with different purposes. I want to show you how you can use GrantForward to find out that short list of funding opportunities or corporate proposals that you want to respond to apply for grants for your next project. Our agenda today, we will focus on the pre-award process, which is what GrantForward supports. I will first give you an overview of how GrantForward, how various parts of it can provide useful information for you as a grant seeker. I will walk through the entire service, the website. Each part will be useful at some point in your pursuit of grants in the pre-award process. Then I will specifically focus on two use cases. I will first show you how you as a grant seeker, how you can use the search interface to interact with the grant database of GrantForward to search for grants, how to use keywords, how to use filters, and how to then build up your short list of grants that you want to consider, how you can then set up a safe search so that without having to search again, you will receive alerts or notification of future grants. Then, because you are a busy person, a busy faculty member, okay, you want to keep up your grant awareness, but you don't want to have to visit GrantForward all the time, every day. No, you don't have to. You can quickly set up your researcher profile so GrantForward know about your research interest and activities, and therefore can deliver grants that are relevant to your interest, and therefore help you to learn about funding trend, learn about available funding opportunities around your research area. If we have time, okay, after Q&A, I may show you a few of other capabilities that are very useful in your strategic planning. You ask questions in your RSVP about how do I find the collaborators, okay? Or can I learn about the trend of funding to see if my topics are fundable? Or what kind of award programs are researchers like me, should focus on? If we have time, we will show you about all this strategic information. Good. This is our plan today. And if you have question anytime, please feel free to just post your question on chat. Okay, or you can simply unmute and ask your question. We are monitoring the text chat, so we will respond to your question. I will also incorporate that in my presentation if it's appropriate. Okay, good. So I want to first show you how you can access GrantForward, how you can use this website. It's a website at grantforward.com. Okay, it has been integrated with your institution's single sign-on if your institution decide to do so. Okay, so you can first try enter your institution email address to see if a single sign-on click this link show up. Okay, if it does, then you can simply click on it to go through the single sign-on process. Okay, but otherwise, if it does not show this link, it means that you need to create a credential, an account. In that case, you click on the sign up button, use your institution email address, okay, to sign up fill in this form, then you will have an account. Let me start my demo with this sign up process to show you how you can use GrantForward. So now I'm switching to the browser. I log out. Yeah, this is how you will come to GrantForward. You may remember the website called grantforward.com, or you may come here because you click on the link posted at the Office of Sponsor Program Research Office of your university, your institution. In either case, you come to this website. Okay, if you are not sure if it has been integrated with your single sign-on, your university's authentication, you can simply click on here. You enter your, let's say my name at Illinois. I'm assuming this is an institution email address. Yes, this is University of Illinois. I click away. Okay, you will see the link of the single sign-on show up. If this is available, has been integrated, this link will show up. You click on it. It will then take you to go through your familiar single sign-on authentication process. Okay. Then after that, it will take you back to GrantForward. If not, if you do not see that single sign-on, it means it has not been integrated. Then it's also pretty straightforward. Click on the sign up button. You will see the form pop up here. You simply enter your institution email address, enter your first name, enter your last name, okay? Enter the password twice. You will see the name of the institution. Okay, you will show the name of your institution based on your email. You will also select which academic unit you are affiliated with, because your grant administrators may use your academic unit affiliation to target their communication, such as sharing with the Department of Biology, biology related grants or other information. That's why GrantForward asks you to declare, to tell us what unit you are associated with. You will find your academic unit on the list. Then you tell GrantForward you are a student, or you are a researcher, which means faculty PI, a grown-up, or you are the administrator in the grant office. Okay, so because GrantForward will then tailor the default filters. I will show you how to use filters in a search. GrantForward will tailor the default filter to your user type. After that, click on Create My Account. You will receive an email that you need to click on to validate you have entered a correct email address. Of course, you should make sure to check your spam folder. Okay, great. After this signing up, okay, then you have an account. Okay, you can log in either through single sign-on or through your signing up an account. Now, after you log in, and I encourage you to log in right now so you can follow along as I demonstrate the use cases. Click on your name. You will see the name of your institution. So I'm showing University of Illinois. This is where GrantForward has been originally developed. So we are a state university in central Illinois. Yeah. So we are still using this as our demo scenario. You will see the permission here. It should be showing member for most of you. You will see administrator if you are a grant officer, research development officer in the grant offices. Okay, I'm showing an administrator here because I also do a lot of administrator training. But today we are member, which means you are a faculty member, a student member, a staff member of the institution. The only difference of an administrator, okay, versus a member is that as a member, you do not need to see this administrator console, which is a collection of capabilities useful for managing the service, for communicating about grant awareness, for sharing grant lists with faculty members, with students, for publishing newsletters. Therefore, this is beyond our scope today. If you are indeed a grant administrator interested in learning about all these capabilities, we have separate training for administrators. Contact us. Yeah, we also do that annually, twice a year. Yeah, so today this tab is beyond our focus. However, every other tab is available to you as a member, okay? And every other tab is useful at some point in your pre-award process. So before I zoom into the use cases, I want to show you quickly what GrantForward has to offer just by a quick walkthrough of the various tabs. Each tab represents a particular kind of information that you will care about in your pursuit of grant. Let's start with grant. What is a grant? Well, a grant is why you are here today. It's a funding opportunity. Okay, it's issued by a sponsor, a funding agency such as National Science Foundation. Okay, it has a specific purpose. They are looking to support a certain kind of activity, and that activity may match your idea for your next project. That's why you want to come to this grant database to search a grant. Each is a corporate proposal that you can write a proposal, an application to respond to. For your next project, you only need a few grants, but GrantForward is a grant database. It collects funding opportunities, corporate proposals from many, how many? 30,000 funding sources, sponsors. That's why it has a large number of funding opportunities, 27,000 active grants at this point of time. Okay, that's why in order to create the short list of funding you want to consider, we will come here in our first use case to learn how to do search. What is award? Well, award means funded project. In contrast to grants, means future funding opportunities. So each grant is a corporate proposal. Each award is a successfully funded proposal, because in your pre-award process, you have many questions, such as, is my topic, fundable? Or how do I find the collaborators near me? Or what award program should I focus on? For all these questions, we can often learn from the experience in the past, especially the successful experiences. That's why we present you this tab of funded project, successfully funded proposals. Many of them, how many? 3 followed by 6 digit, 3.7 million. So each award is announced by major funding agency that make their funding record transparent, such as National Science Foundation, federal agencies, or private organizations such as Russell Sage Foundation. Yeah. How many awards? More than 1,000 awards. Yeah. Awards from National Endowment of Humanity, Endowment of Arts. You can find all of them here. Therefore, this is a treasure trove of many successfully funded projects. Each is a carefully written proposal that we can come here to do business intelligence. This is where we will come to if we have time in the end. Sponsor. You might be wondering what kind of money is covered, is available on GrantForward. That's why we present you sponsor directory, so you can see exactly what sponsors, okay, and what kinds, and what are sponsors, who may want to talk to me because of my research focus. We'll come back here to learn to find sponsors, that we should be aware of, because they are very relevant to our research. We will learn to identify such sponsors and use these sponsors in our finding grants as well. Researchers. GrantForward, surprisingly, is also a database, a directory of researchers, because researchers like you, a PI, can spend 5 minutes to create your researcher profile. What is a researcher profile? It's a collection of information, the basic info, as well as the most important part, a lot of keywords or key phrases that describe your research interest, your activity, such as data science, such as language model, okay, such as social media. These are the keywords of this PI in 24. A few years ago, he was working on something similar but different, such as user verification, user profiling. It is this timeline of weighted keywords that allow GrantForward to understand, to to learn about the research interest of this PI, and therefore able to deliver regular notification of relevant grants relevant to his or her research areas, to inform the PI, which means you know about the funding trend, about available funding around your research interest. In our second use case, we'll come back here to see how you can quickly create your profile, okay, and then start to receive notification to keep up your grant awareness. The support tab has all kinds of learning material, support material for you to answer your question or to systematically learn about GrantForward. For example, under researchers support, I can find out the guide document. This is the GrantForward Researcher Welcome Guide. This is what we recommend you to download and to take a look after today's webinar to see what GrantForward has to cover as a handout for your learning today. You can follow up with this guide. After this webinar, you can find all other support material, including recorded webinar under this tab. Great. What is pre-solicitation? I'm coming to the very beginning. Well, sponsors love to talk. They talk a lot. They communicate with the research community, which means they make a lot of announcements such as, what future funding direction will be, or they may request your feedback about future funding. They may also announce some Q&A for a funding program. In particular, they may also tell you their intent, their plan to publicize a corporate proposal in the very near future, a week or a month. They understand it takes time to prepare a solid proposal. They want you to know ahead of time. So some of you ask in the RSVP, how do I know grants that may come up? Indeed, you can predict the future. That's why we index all the announcements. Such announcements often come before a corporate proposal or solicitation, okay, is finalized. That's why this is called the pre-solicitation. Okay, you can come here to search and to find out the grants that may come up. Okay, we also cover in the end if we have time. Finally, the home tab. This is a place. The first part is where grant administrator may communicate with you, share with you, say, grant list or search template. So you can use all these to facilitate your grant discovery. Okay, they may also publicize newsletters about grants. You will receive email notification about all this communication, but they will also be available here at the website. However, I want to show you the middle section because this gives you a highlight, the big picture about the current grant database. Okay, so we talk about sponsor are shown under the sponsor tab. New sponsors or new sources of money are constantly added to the database, mostly because of feedback from our users. They identify a new funding source for their professional area, their research area, or their location. They tell us we will be able to add the new source, within 48 hours. So as we speak, an academic source or a foundation added a few days ago, a federal source. That's why we keep expanding the grant coverage of GrantForward, so we can cover all kinds of money that any member of a higher education institute may care about. As soon as a sponsor has entered our database, we will then monitor their grant announcements on your behalf. As we speak, a few minutes ago, this grant from National Academy of Sciences, okay, this grant again from National Academy, this one from a research alliance, a foundation on rheumatology. They are added a few hours ago after they are picked up from the grant announcement from sponsors and after they have gone through the editorial verification process. That's why we want to learn about how we can set up our search, running it not only once, but have it saved and then run automatically to notify us about future grants like this. This pie chart gives us an idea of what the funding landscape looks like. The federal, the well-known but highly competitive part of the grant space is a little bit less than 1/3. Foundation, private organizations, a little bit more than 1/3. The remaining 1/3 would be your state government, academic sources, institutions, companies, and international organizations. The remaining 1/3. By using a grant database, and that's why you are here, we are hoping to be able to exploit this diverse, rich funding landscape. Good. So I've just introduced you how you can access GrantForward, and then a quick overview about what GrantForward has to offer about funding opportunity. You want to apply, sponsors, okay, you want to monitor, so you know about every grant coming from your favorite sponsors, awards, successfully funded project, so you can take note, do your business intelligence, make up your strategy. Researchers like you, okay, to receive recommendation, to connect with other researchers, and all announcement from sponsors, so you know about the direction, including future upcoming grants. Now, I want to focus on two use cases that are useful for grant seekers. One is when you have an idea, you will be proactively searching grants. How to search for grants? Well, you don't do this every day. You don't do this all the time. You do this when you are considering starting a new project for your next project, such as now, you know, the holiday season is coming up. You are wondering what you will be doing after the new year. Well, it's a good time to search for grants for your next project. I want to show you what kind of grants actually are available on GrantForward. How do I find the favorite sponsors? Okay, and then how do I search grants? Let's switch to our website. Before I show you search of grants, I want to show you, you might have this burning question. We see this question on your RSVP. How is GrantForward different from other grant services such as grants.gov? Well, why don't I simply stick to grant.gov? Okay, that's why we present you this sponsor tab, so you know exactly what kind of sources of money GrantForward cover. Okay, in short, we want to cover every funding source that provide the funding for the member of a higher education institute, the student, faculty member, institution. Okay, if they provide the relevant grant, we want to cover them. That's why there is this is a large number, 29,000 active funding sources. Each of them is a sponsor or a funding agency. Okay, you can see, for example, federal, almost 2,000. This indeed include all the familiar funding source, such as National Institute of Health, about 2,700 grants on GrantForward. So by using a funding database, GrantForward, now you can see all the federal together with other kind of funding. For example, even if you care about only government grant, well, there is a lot beyond the federal. State government, say, I am from Illinois, let me search Illinois. Okay, here's 34 sponsors indexed, listed under the state government of Illinois, such as, you know, Art Council, 21 grant, Board of Higher Education. I can search a different state, such as, say, Michigan. 18, okay, yeah. So here, of course, we want to know about our state funding sources because we are local, we might have advantage. Foundation, a lot of 15,000 of the private organizations called foundations, they make a cash donation to sponsor your project. Corporate, these are companies, academic institution, like your institution, okay, or international. GrantForward focus on funding that the institution in the US can apply. But it doesn't mean the money source is limited to within US. That's why international is here. I can show you an example. Here, for example, WHO, World Health Organization, we are famous because of the pandemic, 27 grants on GrantForward. Yeah, so by looking at sponsor directory, you learn about what kind of funding sources are available, okay? You may also want to use it to identify sponsors who may want to talk to you because of your research expertise, or who you may want to pay attention and maybe set up your search to monitor every grant from them. If your research is about cancer study, you can search with this keyword. You find out a relative small number compared to the 30,000 sponsors, 198. Looking through them, you as an expert in the area, you probably know American Association for Cancer Research, 47 grants. You might not have heard the Institute for Cancer Research, 2 grants. Some sponsors do not have active grant at this point of time, such as this one, okay? Yeah, but because they are a sponsor, they may have their grants in the near future, corporate proposal. That's why you want to identify them. And later on, I will show you how you can set up your search to monitor grants coming from your favorite sponsors and be informed. Okay, now we learned about the kind of money covered and the sponsors. We can now go to the grant tab to do our grant search. I come back to the grant tab here. I click on search grant opportunities. Here we are going to search the collection of 27,000, the current grant database, to search for the corporate proposals I may want to respond to. Okay. When we search, we may start with keywords because we have an idea. Okay, so naturally, like the way you use search engine every day, okay, a keyword may come to your mind. So from your RSVP, we saw an example of searching for the topic on renewable jet fuel. This is a very specific topic naturally because your proposal, your next idea will be something specifically aligned with your expertise, okay, with your purpose. So you search it. Well, unfortunately, you don't get any result. Well, probably because here, your topic is so specific that no corporate proposal mentioned this. What would you do? You probably want to drop jet. Why? Well, because it's good enough of corporate proposal if it mentions renewable fuel. Okay, probably I can use it to propose renewable jet fuel for airplane already. So I get the 53. Well, now you start to think the other way. You think today is my lucky day. For my next project, I only need well, a short list, a few funding opportunity to consider. I can only use one, but I get the 53. Well, each of them look indeed pretty relevant. It's all about renewable fuel, okay? However, at this step, these are only topically relevant. We have not applied other criteria such as, can I apply from Illinois, my place? Or does it support my kind of research activity? Or is it only a scholarship? Okay, like this. Well, that's why at this step, we really want to get a larger, okay, set of candidate grants before we apply filters. Okay, yes, we can indeed get more, maybe much more. Why? A grant allows you to propose renewable jet fuel may not be said in this way. So you can click on advanced keyword search. Okay, now we realize it popped up two more boxes. The box that we use by default is all of the keyword. It means both keywords, all of the keywords must appear. That's why earlier when we include jet, we got nothing. But now we see that this is only one way of saying it. I want to move it here. Saying renewable jet fuel is good, but this is only one way. Maybe I can call it sustainable fuels. Maybe I can call it aviation fuel. Remember we started with jet fuel. So now it can be called aviation fuel, biofuel. I use double quote if I want to emphasize it's a phrase, or I don't if I don't need that. Here I'm speaking about green energy. What else? Clean energy. Else? Carbon neutral. Now low carbon. Or even global warming. Or even climate change. Can you see? What am I doing? Well, I'm definitely no expert on this topic. Okay, I just saw this on your RSVP. Some of you want to search with these keywords. And I am just doing, Googling every day, and I just did it again to learn about, what kind of terms I could use. There are either alternatives, such as a sustainable fuel is quite alternative to renewable fuel. or representing a broader scope, such as aviation fuel, okay, or an even broader scope, such as climate change. The point here is that the sponsor might describe a bigger scope. That's why usually a corporate proposal indicates the scope of funding that allow you to propose your specific idea on jet fuel, on renewable jet fuel. So now if you do a search, by putting all of these alternative or broader terms into any, you get a lot more. 616. No, this is not too much. Okay, we will be narrowing it down with filters. You may want to add some keywords that must appear. For example, you want it to mention transportation. Okay, now this must appear. So this is all of the keyword. You may say, oh, I have read a lot about pollution for this search. I don't want to look at the pollution related grants in this round. Yeah, you can add this. So grants shouldn't include pollution as a keyword. This is none of the keyword. So all keyword must appear. Any of these, none of them are absolutely required, but the more the better. A none of pollution or more keywords. You do a search, now you get only 90. Yeah, so your decision, see if you want to include this or not. Let's remove them so I have a larger number. Okay, so now I can look at each one. Let me show you how to read the result here. Each result in this ranked order, each result is a call for a proposal or a grant, a funding opportunity. Is presented first with a big calendar icon, August 26th, next year. Oh, this is good. We are deadline driven. Seeing this, I see I have sufficient runway to prepare for this. A title that tell you the gist. This one is about small business innovation, okay, of this funding. Below that, it's a list of sponsors, funding sources. Usually, the larger grant, the more sponsors they jointly fund. Then below it, you will see a short snippet of text extracted as an excerpt of the funding with your interest in mind, such as our search include the clean energy, aviation fuel. So he mentioned this. Now quickly, you see the mention of these two keywords. Well, it's very relevant to my purpose about renewable jet fuel. Okay, therefore, this allow you to quickly, with a glance, decide whether this grant is relevant you want to consider or not. Below that, a small table summarizes other key information such as expected amount up to 1 million. Okay, the deadline, there could be multiple deadlines such as letter of intent, submission deadline, and multiple cycles. Eligibility, complex description of how you as an individual PI or the organization can apply. Finally, submission, how to submit. If you are interested about this grant, you can click on it. To visit its detailed information page, you can view the full description. Okay, you can view the grants here about various other aspects, other criteria, such as the detailed list of sponsors and the super parent organization, the deadlines, other criteria such as where you can apply from. Is there any restriction? This is a list of places that can apply for this grant. Yeah, and other information including related grants. You can also click on opportunity source to visit the original grant announcement. In this case, it's posted by Department of Energy. Okay, there may be some additional reference document you can read. You can find in the original announcement. So now let's come back here. We have a large number, but these grants are publicly relevant as the keyword highlighted shown, but they may or may not support your activity. For example, you may not be running a small business. You are running a research project. That's why we want to apply filters. Okay, the filters, many of them, they control other aspects beyond the topical relevance by keywords. There are many of them. Okay, you just check them one by one and then apply if they match your purpose. They start with grant type. If you are looking for grants for your student, you say, I'm looking for fellowship. Now, a lot of fellowship, scholarship kind of grants. Okay, about 25% of our subscribing institutions are actually using GrantForward from student perspective. But now you are a faculty PI, okay, you say I don't care about fellowship, I'm a grown up, not internship. I want to look at the research project. I want to look at the training course or education project. A company kind of collaboration grant, contract grant, DoD kind is good too. Okay, equipment, facility, this is capital grant. So you simply minus the kind of activities you don't want to consider. You plus the kind of activities you do want to consider. You leave others you don't care blank. So it's pretty easy to use. Now it narrowed down to almost just 1/3. Well, that's why we want to start with a big number. Next, you can review your grants, look at them based on where they come from to prioritize. Say federal, if you care about federal, well, about 2/3, about more than 1/2 of them are from the federal space for this topic. State, well, there are 33, also a good number of grants coming from state government. Let's look at them. This is state of California. New York State, well, these are all high pollution state, probably, okay? But you might be wondering, would they be so kind to allow me to apply out of state from, say, Illinois? Well, they may or they may not. That's why I want to show you, you can use this applicant location. Okay, the default is United States. That's why they show up. Okay, you can tell GrantForward specifically, say, I am from Illinois. So don't show me any grant that does not allow me to apply from this place. Well, now if I look at this, well, now it remains the state of California is still here. Well, they are kind. They allow us to apply from Illinois, state of Illinois. Yeah. So by this, you are filtering out the grants you cannot apply from your home location. You may also use activity location. This means if you are funded where you should go perform your activity. If you want to stay home, say Illinois again. Well, now only Illinois is here, and this one additional, this one California. Yeah. So now we have to be careful because some grants, for example, Fulbright, you can apply from anywhere, but you need to travel to maybe Paris. And if you exclude that, then you don't have this opportunity to travel. Okay, yeah, so that's why you can set up the applicant or activity location. We will keep the applicant location on here. So we will see only grants we can apply from our place. You can look at foundation, 43 of them I can apply from Illinois, corporate company grant, academic institutions such as Fordham University, international, yeah, we do have a few like European Commission. Yeah, so there's a wide range, different kind of sponsored, different kind of grants. You can review them and prioritize. Amount, you can add a filter, say I want it to be more than 100,000. Okay, so now I am filtered based on the expected amount. Status, this gives you can look at the grants. By default, we show you only grants that are open with a future due date. Or continuous, you can apply anytime. But for a specialized niche topic, especially when you don't get many result matches, you may want to look at close grant, such as a grant expired just a few days ago, November 2024. They may come up again in 6 months, in 1 year. You may also learn about relevant funding agencies, such as Illinois Clean Energy Community Foundation. Okay, you may search them specifically. Grants coming from a relevant sponsor you learned from past funding trend. Okay, indeed, they have two, or they may not have any right now. If I switch to active grants, they may not have any right now, but if you save your search, if any future grant coming from the sponsors who have history of publishing grants that you care, you will be notified. You can add more, such as National Science Foundation. Okay, you can find some energy related, say, energy foundation. We see our user enter as many as 20, 30 sponsors, all about trauma. Why? Because they are a trauma center. They even remove all the keywords. Okay, this way I am searching grants coming from my favorite sponsors without the consideration of any keyword. I want to be notified of every grant coming from my favorite or mission-focused sponsors. This is how we can monitor grants from your favorite sponsors. Let's put the keyword back. X out. Yeah, there are a few other filters that are also useful. You can filter by grants nationality. Okay, if a grant does not allow you to apply from your specified nationality, it will not be shown to you. You can use applicant type. For example, you can say, I am an early career investigator. I am not a student. Okay, this way GrantForward will remove all the student-facing grants and will put the early career investigator, grants that emphasize or prefer this type at the top of your search. Okay, good. So now we have created a good set of keywords, filters. Okay, I can save my search. Say this is my clean energy grant search, so that you can reuse this search without having to re-enter all the conditions. So that you can also specify you want to receive alert, which means notification of a new result, monthly or weekly. I said monthly, next time is December 01. I can also look at the result.
I'm just coming by to say go Birds and I love your jacket. Are you from Philadelphia? Okay. And she raised you an Eagles fan? That's
hello?
right. She did a good job. Have a good day.
No problem. Take this as a small break. Okay, now we come back from our break. Okay, so now after our break, now let's check what grants are relevant. I can put them into my grant list. I have a list with Professor Smith. So I put this into the collaboration with Professor Smith, a list I have created. I can create a new list. Say this is my clean energy grant. Just a name I can remember. I can give it a color, say greenish color. I say I want to sort by deadline. I want to remove a grant if it becomes expired. Well, now I create my short list. And I put grants, I bookmark them. Why do you want to do this? Well, you will be notified if there's any change on the grants you have bookmarked into any of your list. You can also manage your short list, by exporting it. I have this couple short list of grants. I can export it. I can export it to Excel spreadsheet or PDF with the content, the list of grants. I can share with my collaborator by exporting. I can also just share an URL. This is very popular. You can just click on URL, copy this to clipboard. Now you pass this URL along to your collaborator. They will be able to view your bookmarked grants and discuss with you, by viewing the grants on this website, this URL. Anytime if you put a new grant to your grant list, this website will update immediately. So it's dynamic to share with your collaborators or your students. I just show you how you can search grants, learning about sponsors, using keywords, using filters, save your search to receive alert and build up your grant list. You do this only a few times a year when you initiate a new project. Other times, because you are a busy faculty member, a busy person, you want to just focus on your daily responsibility, but let GrantForward deliver grants you want to know about, maybe monthly, maybe weekly. That's called a grant recommendation. Let me show you. This is an example grant recommendation. It's an email that comes from GrantForward, delivered to your inbox. It may look like a newsletter announcing grants, typically from sponsor like a National Science Foundation. Indeed, it looks similar, but it's different in two ways. First, it's addressed to you specifically, the recipient. You are the PI, that's why you receive this one. Okay. In addition, the second difference, because this is individualized to you as the recipient, on the description of each grant, many words, many keywords or phrases like artificial intelligence, big data web search, okay, big data again, data processing, they are highlighted. So tailored to your research interest, explain to you why each grant is considered relevant. So this is intuitive. You probably will not think this is spamming because you care about every keyword that is highlighted. These are keywords mentioned on your researcher profile, which I will show you how to create. In addition, it also has a second benefit. You as a PI, even though you may not be actively looking for funding opportunity at this point of time, you want to learn about the funding trend. What topics around my research areas are fundable, are being sought after? Well, these keywords highlighted tell you exactly what topics are being sought after are fundable. Therefore, they serve an indication of funding trend around your research area. That's why it's become a pretty popular capability. Monthly, we send out about 150,000 such emails. And to receive such email is pretty straightforward to set up. You simply come to Researcher tab. You want to create your profile. But before we create a profile, let me show you a few example profiles so we get an idea how they are created. So we look at this profile earlier. The main part are all these keywords. These keywords are not entered by the PI. The PI probably won't remember all these keywords, but he would for sure recognize each and every one because these are the keywords that keep him busy in the day, awake at night, okay? These keywords are automatically identified from his scholarly work, which usually means publications. This PI has 200 plus publications. Well, we love funding, but no one wanted the trouble of having to enter publication one by one. No, you don't have to. Here, you simply tell GrantForward, like what this PI did, okay, where on a website GrantForward can find your publication. So this happened to be a Google Scholar website. The PI simply copy paste this URL, okay, and GrantForward will visit the website to learn about the publications and extract the keywords. Let me show you some more example. So this PI is in mechanical engineering. That's why his keywords are like electronics, manufacturing, okay, packaging. He also used a website, but in this case, it's not Google Scholar, it's his personal website. So you can basically use any website that lists a list of publications, and GrantForward will take care of extracting the publications to create your profile. Let me show you one more example, and one last example. Yeah. This PI is in accounting. That's why her keyword are full costing, governance, capital structure. She did not use a website. She uploaded her CV. You probably also have a CV, maybe just a few years outdated. Still good enough for GrantForward to create a profile for you. Yeah, these are a few ways. So now you can create your profile. Click on Create Profile. I'm going to edit because the profile is already created, but the process is all the same. 3 steps. The first step, enter your basic info. The second step, most important, you want to tell GrantForward where to find your publication, therefore recognize your research interest. As we saw the example, there are 3 ways. You can use a website, copy-paste website, can be Google Scholar, can be your personal website, can be your institution, department, faculty directory, okay, or any other online digital library. You can upload a CV. You can also manually input. This may sound scary. It's not. You just copy paste a short piece of text that looks like a list of references. Okay, GrantForward will take care of parsing out the keywords for you. Yeah. So most popular is the publication website. GrantForward will also revisit the website every couple months so that your profile is updated if there's any new work. After GrantForward create your profile, you can also check through the list of keywords. You may want to uncheck some keywords because you have grown up, you have moved on, okay, from all these topics. Okay, you may also recheck some keywords you want to include, or you can add new keywords. You have heard a lot about all this AI stuff. You wonder how it has anything to do with your interest in clean energy. Well, you add the keywords, even though you have not done work on these keywords. GrantForward will take note and then send you grants that mention these keywords together with your research interest. Finally, you can copy paste, upload more information because people also use the profiles, use keyword search to find the possible collaborators. Yeah, and finally, here you can set the visibility. The default is you will be visible within your institution. You can make it totally private, only for your recommendation purpose. You can make it totally public, which means everyone on GrantForward can find your profile by keyword search. You then set the recommendation frequency to be every month if you care about grant, every week if you actively look for grant, or every day if you are desperate for grants. Most people set monthly, okay? Therefore, monthly we send out about 150,000 such emails for recommendation. Now you have created your profile, you have modified the keywords. I want to show you a little known secret, so pay attention, how you can further tailor your recommendation by adding filter so that it really delivers only the kind of grants you want to be notified. You come to the grant tab. This time click on recommendation because this is about recommending grants. You will see the list of grants with keyword highlighted. These are the website version of recommendation, grant recommended to you. You will understand these are keywords based on the keywords on your profile. But in addition to keywords, you might have your further criteria. For example, okay, you only care about grants coming from foundations. Okay, that's why you search sponsor type, only foundation, notify me. You say, I care only about the type of grant to be research or capital grants. And you say, I'm ambitious, okay, a grants that are not more than about $500,000, don't bother me. Or I am deadline driven. If a grant is not going to be due in the next 6 months, don't notify me. So by adding all these filters, you will be able to more precisely control the filter of the grants that will be delivered to you monthly or weekly. Yeah. So now we have explained the two use cases of searching grants, the receiving recommendation, as well as an overview of GrantForward. I'd like to pause here. We have a few minutes. You can ask any question here or anything else you want to see. I'm watching the chat text to you questions. Are there grants in the social sciences and the humanity? Yes, a lot of them. Yeah, you can search grants by keywords. For example, people often wonder, do you have anything about arts? You can search arts, the keywords. You will see a lot of grants, 30,000, 3,000 grants on art. Yeah, so it covers any topic that a university would cover. Anything else? Yes, healthcare, nursing, you can search all these keywords. You can also use category. You can browse the subject category, search by category as well. Yes. Okay, so I promised to have a bonus topic. I want to show you a word search. This is about strategic planning, how to learn from the success in the past. Say, you might be wondering, is my idea about renewable jet fuel fundable? Let's search. I has been funded about this topic, renewable jet fuel. Let me use all the keywords. I get 52 grants, awards. Okay, let me remove jet because renewable fuel, 1,000. Okay, each of these is a project funded in the past. Let me search by beginning date so that I see the recent grant, such as February 01 next year. So this is fairly recent. This is updating all the time. These are the newest grant on your topic of renewable fuel. You can click on each of them. You can read about who's the PI. They are possible collaborators because they are experts on the topic that you want to look for collaboration. The awarding organization, you can read the abstract. This is like a mini proposal. You can learn about what kind of topic are people proposing. This is about CO2 emission. This is about net zero. You can gauge after you read a few of such abstract if your topics are trending, if your topics are fundable. Okay, I can come back here. I can do more search. Yeah, I want to find the possible collaborators, in Illinois. I can use awardee organization. I search with keyword Illinois. Okay, so you see, these are University of Illinois, U of Illinois. Yeah, these are people actually not only on this topic, but also near me because they are all in Illinois. Yeah, so now I further find collaborators, possible ones near me. Let me show you one more use case. I can search funding received by my peer institution. For example, if I consider Illinois State University as a peer, I can search. I can see what awards they have received recently. And because they are my peer institution, I want to take note. These are awards, programs that I should also pay attention. I should focus on. I should encourage. I should, as a faculty PI, I should apply. Yeah, this is how we can find out the award program that we should focus on. One last example, you can find out how PI like you, a kind of award program. Say you can search if you are in special education. I can search a PI I know in special education. I got 15 awards. Okay, I got 15 awards here. These are the awards this PI in special education has received in his career so far. The award history here cover back 25 years to the early 1990s. You probably will notice this National Center for Special Education Research, well, is important for special education. You may copy paste this name, go back to grant search and identify grants coming from this important sponsor because you are also in special education. This is how this award search may help you in doing your business intelligence for your strategic planning. Good. So now I have done all the demo I want to show. Last call for questions. Are the search terms case sensitive? They are not. They are not case sensitive. Yeah. Does the profile okay, the profile does interact with ORCID. So you can enter your ORCID ID here, just your ORCID URL, ORCID page. So yes, it does. Okay, great. Looks like we have answered all the questions. It's only Thursday, I know, but I think we are ready for the weekend, for the holiday season. Wish everyone a peaceful, joyful holiday season. Thank you for attending this webinar. I hope you find it useful.